It's a breezy but beautiful evening in East Grand Rapids. Welcome to the EGR Lacrosse live stream. I'm Matt Gajtka, here live from Memorial Field as your Pioneers, coming off a massive win against Detroit Country Day on Tuesday. Well, they'll try to make it a 2-win week against Michigan Powers from out east as they welcome the Brother Rice Warriors tonight. Brother Rice 2-0 on the season. East Grand Rapids standing at 3-1, set to play their fifth and final game before spring break. We won't see these guys again for 3 weeks exactly, not until April the 18th. But Coach Kyle Ozapoff has loaded up the early portion of this schedule with some fantastic opposition. And we have seen so far on the year, well, a couple of games against Indiana teams last weekend, as last Friday, Hamilton Southeastern came in here and took a come-from-behind win away from the Pioneers late in the fourth quarter. The Pioneers then struck back against Carmel last Saturday morning. And then, like I mentioned, on Tuesday against Detroit Country Day, a team in the Yellow Jackets that Coach KO and his squad had not beaten this decade. Sounds dramatic, but it is true. Going back 4 years, they took care of business 10-9. The game-winning goal scored by Sam Zykowski, his team best 12th of the season. And then a huge save late from Quinn Irwin polished off what was quite the back-and-forth battle all night long. Neither team led by more than 2 in that game. And we expect a similarly competitive matchup tonight as we are underway, and Gosens doesn't win that draw. Wachter into the attacking end for the Warriors, and his shot goes careening wide behind the goal. Quinn Irwin now has the ball as he'll fire it out to the far wing and get the counterattack in gear for the Pioneers. Just 15 seconds into this match, Luke Stark, he hands off at midfield to Zykowski, one of the heroes from the other night. Zykowski, I mentioned, 12 goals on the season. He scored from the left flank, just a one-on-one type of isolation play for him, and he hit the back of the net to break a 9-9 tie with about 3 minutes to go. We are tied right now. Of course, no goals on the board very early on. Welcome to everyone watching, Pioneers fans, Warriors fans. We don't discriminate. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are a Pioneers fan, though, so you know when we're going live with our broadcast in the future. But it won't be for 3 more weeks, so enjoy this one tonight. Zykowski, the low dish off, but handled easily by the senior, co-captain Owen Stropke. Stropke fed it back to Zykowski and back to Stropke at the top of the formation, taking on Grachowski for Brother Rice. Twisting and turning is Stropke, and he'll elect to feed it on back to Zykowski. Turning his back to the goal almost. Zykowski cutting inside, lost it briefly. It's free, edge of the crease, and scooped up by the starting goalie and co-captain for Brother Rice, Peyton Fortino. So it's Fortino against Irwin. That's your goalkeeper matchup this evening. Rolled ahead, but the Warriors lose possession, and Stark has another ground ball for East Grand Rapids. He hit Zykowski, and he'll trot over the restraining line to allow Fifley to check into the game. Fifley, 2 hat tricks in 3 games. He had three nights ago against Country Day. Now 8 goals on the season for him. And Fifley taking on a man right to the middle, or pardon me, that's Buck rather, shooting a low one, and a save made by Fortino with his cross. It's loose, and the Pioneers are on it again. Bennett Winkle, pass to the front, deflected, comes free, and it's pounced over the top from point-blank range by Jake Gosens as he was checked from behind. I don't know how he missed it, though. He dumped it down into the turf, and it just hopped over the crossbar, but a flag is down right around the Brother Rice goal. So, wow, a lot going on in the early 2 minutes and, 13 seconds into this one. That's all we've made it so far, but quite a bit of action, even though no goals on the board yet. So a man-up situation for East as suspected. Michael Murphy, the senior defender, goes to the sin bin for Brother Rice. East scored 3 man-up goals the other night against Country Day. This time they nearly turn it over. It's on the ground. Zykowski couldn't pick it up, but Fifley overlaps to take possession back for the Pioneers. So Gavin Buck back in the lineup after missing a game due to injury. Buck has 3 goals on the season, and he's back in his familiar left wing spot. Zykowski, good move, but his shot was blocked on the way and picked up off the turf by Wachter. And the Warriors can try to kill some time, down a man. Still waiting to come back onto the field. Well, now Bilardi is actually the one who will go back out. Well, no, he changes positions as we have a turnover at midfield. Offside on the infraction called. And the ball ends up in Fortino's grasp. He lobs it out to Wolschlager. And Salak running with it. He's into the attacking end. Brother Rice in the black and the orange. Warriors still down a man. But in possession, Frank Bilardi handles. Jaden Fortino takes the pass. Going up against Fifley on the perimeter. Fortino back out to the top. Pushed into the middle, and it ends up behind the goal. Polanki, another co-captain for Rice, lobs it to Jaden Fortino. Fortino directs traffic as Salak comes back against the grain. Bilardi shooting low, it deflects into the goal, and Brother Rice has the first strike of the evening. It's 1-0 with 8:05 left in the opening quarter. Bilardi scores, and Brother Rice trying to stay unbeaten on the season. They've just played twice, but still, they have the early edge. Not a man down goal. We were back to full and even strength on both sides when that ball went in. Bilardi unassisted for Brother Rice. And Gosens, who was so good against Country Day the other night, he picks up the face-off win here. Did it all by himself that time. Caden Gosens, I'm not sure he lost a face-off, in fact, looking back on it. Didn't watch the whole replay of the game against the Yellow Jackets, but it was that good of a performance. And when you win by one, who knows which of those possessions ends up being crucial, and you add so many of them. There were 19 face-offs in the game. You can do the math there. Gavin Buck backpedaling, and now he turns toward the back of the goal. Buck on his right side and let the shot go. Somehow missed it short side, but it'll stay with the Pioneers as Winkle was in the vicinity. Ben Winkle has scored 7 goals on 13 shots this season, 54% conversion rate. He had 2 against Country Day plus an assist. Stropke driving, feeding, it comes through to Buck, and he whips it in. Gavin Buck ties it up. 4th goal of the year, first of the night, obviously, as the Pioneers equalize quite quickly. 7:21 remaining in the opening quarter. Give Stropke the assist. And Buck simply overpowered Peyton Fortino with that shot. That was about as point blank as you can get in this sport. Right outside the goal crease. Maybe 10 feet away at the most. At that point, just got to make sure you hit the net, and it's probably going in. Brother Rice controls this faceoff. Brady Salak trotting back toward midfield. He connects to Bilardi, the goal scorer, early. Playing lefty. And Salak off to Nicholas Covey, number 13. Just about halfway through the first quarter. Each side has dented the other once. I have to expect we're going to see a relatively low-scoring match tonight with the quality of these two opponents squaring off against each other. Portinga catching up with Salak. Now Salak drives it low, and that's off the stick of Quinn Irwin, and it hops out of play all the way over on the far side toward Reeds Lake. Wind appears to be coming out of the south today. So as for right now, Brother Rice has the advantage in the opening quarter. Good checking on the outside by Luke Stark to take the ball away. Knocked it off the twig of Bilardi, and Stark is all the way 40 yards from goal. Drifts it back against the grain, and Brogan Bernard couldn't handle it. It's on the turf, and it's a clean break for Wolschlager. He's in alone, and he scores. The long stick midfielder, Drew Wolschlager, puts the Warriors ahead 2-1, 6:02 left in the quarter. So East couldn't get the counterattack going, turnover at midfield, and Wolschlager capitalizes, took it all the way, called his own number. And definitely a different look with the long stick coming at you if you're Quinn Irwin. Gosens against NJ Tuialo, excuse me. And Tuialo wins the draw for Brother Rice. That's a couple of early wins for the Warriors at midfield. 5:44 to go in the first quarter. Carmichael slows the pace with Jack Bennett in pursuit. Carmichael feeding it inside, taken away. Caused turnover by Stark. He's had a strong start to this one. Gosens lofting it middle to Jack Bennett. He's away. Oliver Owen scored a fourth quarter goal against Country Day. Owen's got 3 on the season. High pass, but snatched by Sam Zykowski. And a whistle offside, I believe, against East Grand Rapids. Didn't see the signal, but Wolschlager trots it ahead for Brother Rice. Got a man on the move. That's Wyatt Potter. And Potter, confronted by Stark, whacked the ball out of his cross. But a missed coverage and a shot off the goalpost. It comes free to Joe Lee. I think that was Theo Lay who shot that. Yeah, it was number 20 in black, who rang it off the iron, nearly making it 3-1. Brother Rice is 27-time Division I Michigan State champions, although not last year. They fell in the semifinal to Heartland by 1. Solak in, and he tucks it home. Brady Solak makes it 3-1. 4:22 remaining in the quarter. And an impressive start on the road for the Warriors. Brother Rice on the season, I mentioned just the 2 games. They beat Brighton 9-4. And then this past Tuesday, blew out St. Francis de Sales of Toledo 16-1 on their home field. And they will play Forest Hills Central tomorrow. FHC took it on the chin last weekend, from what I recall. I believe it was Hamilton Southeastern. Yes, it was. They had a 2-game trip up here to West Michigan. Nears control this draw. Caden Gosens strikes back. Portinga flags down the aerial. Stropke back in for EGR. 4 minutes exactly to go in the quarter. Pioneers down by 2. Owen has a step against Wolschlager. Fed it inside. Winkle's shot goes off the leg of Fortino. A kick save. And it's still free. The Pioneers pick it up. Zykowski to the outside. Waiting for Fifley to join the party. Zykowski hits Stropke with the pass. And Stropke with a bull rush. Now he pulls up. Hits a man inside. Oh, behind the back shot by Fifley. He scores. What a brilliant goal. That's the second time Ethan Fifley has done that this year. He did it against Hamilton Southeastern a week ago. He buries another one over his shoulder. Wow. Give Stropke another assist and give the Pioneers their second goal of the night with 3:26 remaining. Ethan Fifley. Now 9 goals on the season on just 18 shots. He's shooting an even 50% from the field. Thought it was low percentage when he let that one go, but he showed me. As Will Zykowski tries to whack it away from a Warrior. It rolls out to the Pioneers into the East bench. J.C. Portinga takes it as the clock winds. 3:15 remaining in the quarter. We'll see if that Fifley goal inspires the Pioneers to another one as they try to tie it at this early stage. Portinga drifted it back to Owen and around the top. Stropke Looks back toward the sideline as here comes Fifley again. Does he have any magic left in that stick? Zykowski will give him a chance. Fifley to Owen. Right along the side of the goal. Zykowski faked the shot. And he's hit hard. He unleashed it low. Save. Rebound. Score. Bennett Winkle from the doorstep. It's 3-3. 2:29 left in the first. 2 goals in under a minute for East Grand Rapids. 57 seconds to be exact. And Winkle keeps up his sparkling conversion rate. After Zykowski's shot was stopped, Winkle was right there to scoop it in. 2 goals in a row for East. And Gosens against Tuliao again. At the midfield spot. They tussle for it. And Brother Rice's Wolschlager. Again, he's had a lot of the ball. He bounces it back to Fortino, his keeper, being pursued and hacked and whacked by Bennett Winkle. Fortino, though, holds him off and underhands it to the far wing. It's where Murphy will give it away in the midfield, or nearly. James Wiener trying to get on it. Winkle takes it back for East Grand Rapids. 2 minutes to go. The Pioneers on the counter. What's the call here? Timeout, East Grand Rapids. They had a chance to attack the goal, but they want to talk it over with 2:02 left in the first quarter. Set something up in a 3-3 game. Quick recap of the scoring for Brother Rice. Frank Bayardi scored 4 minutes in, but since then we've had a bit of a flurry, as you can tell. Answering back, Gavin Buck, returning after missing Tuesday's game. He scored less than a minute after Brother Rice struck for the first time, but then the Warriors notched 2 in a row. Wolschlager on the counterattack, and then Brady Solek. But then East, Fifley behind the back goal, assisted by Stropke. Stropke has 2 helpers in the first quarter, followed by, you just watched it, Bennett Winkle jam the ball behind Peyton Fortino for a 3-3 tie, and now we're at 2:02 to go in the opening frame. I got you all caught up if you are joining us late. And hello to all the folks watching statewide. We put a few games on the air last week, or pardon me, last year, and we started up again for this year last week. This is our 3rd broadcast. Like I mentioned, though, East is taking 3 weeks away from competition, spring break, and then they'll get it revved up with some conference play on the backside of that. Their first game back from the break will be at Forest Hills Northern. And it should be a highly competitive one. That's a Friday night matchup. We're looking at 7 o'clock for the varsity game at FHN. And after that, we've got Hudsonville coming in here. 1 o'clock is the scheduled time for that one on the Saturday. It'll be the Saturday before Easter, I believe. Easter's falling quite late this year. It's feeling like spring tonight. We're about 30 degrees warmer than it was on Tuesday. We had a storm pass through West Michigan this afternoon. After that, actually got a little muggy out. Humidity up, felt more like May than March. Clock restarts, Pioneers with the ball. Stropke thought about feeding it below the goal, but instead Winkle was covered quite well. So Zykowski handles, hits Fifley, who gets some momentum moving toward the net. Off to Zykowski, playing with one hand in his left hand, and drills it back to Stropke. 1:40 left in the quarter. Stropke, incisive pass whacked away from Winkle. Good D from Michael Murphy for Brother Rice, forcing the turnover as the ball skids out of play. Wolschlager picks it up. The keeper, Fortino. 80 seconds left in the quarter. Cutting through the middle, Wachter. And Frank Bayardi again. Priority, a delay move, and a soft pass read and intercepted by Wiener, but he has the ball knocked out of his cross, and Brother Rice gets a bonus possession. Theo Lay behind the net. He assesses his options. 49 seconds remaining. Lay against Stropke. Good defense, but the pass to the middle behind Lee. He was open, flashing right in front of the goal. Push back toward Irwin, and he's able to corral it. Irwin up ahead. Put some air into that one to connect on to Brady Ross. First touch of the ball for the senior. Ross with Zykowski coming off the bench. He won't pass it to him. He'll give it to Owen over the top. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Owen bouncing it. Awkward pass, and it's taken away. It never got through to Gavin Buck's stick. And so Brandt to Lockie. Handing it off. Polanki the shot. That caroms over the goal, and time runs out. Polanki had the last attempt. Theo Lay ran out of time to try to make a move from behind. So we're 3-3 through 12 minutes of play from Memorial Field, here at the home of the Pioneers in East Grand Rapids. Back in just a moment. Stay with us. It's been great so far. More to come. Second quarter, Matt Gajtka with you from Memorial Field. I apologize to Leo Lockwood of Brother Rice. I called him Leo Lockie earlier, a little typo on my own roster sheet. Only can blame myself for that one, so my apologies. It is Lockwood. But he passed to Hanson Polanki right near the buzzer, and nearly Brother Rice was able to take a lead, but not to be, as the shot went wide. Portinga in traffic, and his stick was whacked out of his hands. Portinga gets himself up quickly, and the Nears have it. They're attacking the goal down to our left, and Portinga takes a long pass from Wiener. Portinga's on the run. Good feed to Owen. Shoots and scores. Great play, and the Pioneers lead 4-3. 23 seconds into the second quarter. Owen opportunistic. 3 straight goals for East. That's Owen's 4th of the season here in game number 5. Portinga the assist. We don't give secondary assists in lacrosse, but James Wiener would deserve one, if so. Love to see those accurate passes out of the back. That can be a quick trigger for your offense, and it was in that case. Walschlager played it back, eventually to his keeper. Out of his crease, Fortino saying he was hit on the head. No call-up coming. Can the Pioneers get it? They will. Buck shooting for the open goal, and he missed it as he stumbled down to the turf just 15 yards away. And Fortino protesting to the referee nearest him. The referee simply winds the clock. Brother Rice coached by Ajay Chawla, longtime coach for them. He's racked up multiple state championships during that time. Covey left it back, and a shot save made by Irwin. Jaden Fortino open there, just about 10 yards away, but Irwin said no, just as he did in the final minute against Country Day, making a point-blank save there to help cinch the win for the Pioneers. What a moment it was. Big celebration. down on the field for Coach KO's bunch. And they're back at it again. They have not played Brother Rice since the final game of the 2022 season. Ross's pass over the head of the leaping Gavin Buck, and that'll turn it over for the Pioneers. So these two teams don't see each other that much, but like I mentioned, 2022 the last time they played, and now the Warriors return the favor. Owen will take the ball as the pass from Fortino went well over the head of Brooks Rafferty. Owen, who has just scored on his left side, trying to find some room for that rifle shot. Instead, he pushed it off to Stropke. East won that game at Brother Rice, by the way, in 2022, 11-10 in overtime. So a rare treat when these two programs are able to get together. Zykowski right to the net, and he's stopped. Smothered by Fortino, who put his goalkeeper's cross up and kept it from going high into the goal. Battle for the ball. And a whistle just as Ben Wachter had pulled away from the pack. Timeout called. Timeout called by Brother Rice. That's their first of the half. They have one remaining. It's 4-3 Pioneers. As you see there on your device screen, 9:53 to go in the second quarter. Only goal this quarter so far scored by East Grand Rapids is Oliver Owen, the senior. No man-up goals yet in this one. We just had the one penalty called against Brother Rice in the first quarter. East was unable to capitalize. I was trying to say during that frantic sequence that they scored 3 man-up goals, did the Pioneers against Detroit Country Day. That was a big reason why they piled up 10 against the Jackets. But they also allowed 2 man-down goals. So they were only a +1 when up a man in the game. And those 2 goals were scored consecutively by Country Day's Keaton Year-ago, less than a minute apart, late in the fourth quarter to tie at 9-9. So the Pioneers had a 9-7 lead. It got away from them, but they persevered and pushed it over the goal line, so to speak, with that victory. Broke a 5-game losing streak to Country Day. East, meanwhile, has a winning streak going against these Warriors, like I mentioned. But they don't play very often. First time in 3 seasons. Polonki had the chance at the end of the first quarter. Now he shoots from a sharp angle, and that glances off the cross of Irwin. Bounces out to the far wing. Jaden Fortino, number 24 in black. Pump faking and eventually giving off to Covey. Right back to Fortino. And Covey again. Behind the goal, passed it off, and it did go over the end line. Bobbled by Polonki, unforced error. The Pioneers will gladly take it. And they'll go back on the attack, or try to, with 9:10 remaining in the second quarter. Irwin roams far from his goal. Taking advantage of some space. Here comes Quinn Irwin all the way over the restraining line. Oh no, offside is called, excuse me. Whistle sounds, the Pioneers coaches have a protest. Meanwhile, quickly upfield, it's an empty net, and Irwin is caught out of his goal. Theo Lay buries it. Easiest goal of the year for him, I'm sure, and it's 4-4. So the quick restart dings the Pioneers, and we're tied again. Still some dispute. Irwin and Wiener discussing things with the officials, all 3 of them. And they are still consulting over what they saw on the play. So it doesn't appear to be cut and dried as far as the violation. The Neers thought it was kosher, apparently not. So we're back to a tie game. Again, Theo Lay, co-captain for the Warriors, polished it off. Gosens against Tuliao. It's flung back into Pioneers real estate, and that's where Gosens was stationed, but his pass was blocked, and it's free. Good move to scoop it up by Zykowski, but he lost it and right in for a chance, but Tuliao had his shot drift off his stick and well over the goal. That was interesting. And that was Will Cannon, trying to play recovery defense for East. Nearly got there. Cannon is 9. I was thinking Will Zykowski, number 19, who is also out there defending at the moment, as Brother Rice goes back to work after the shot missed from Tuliao. Carmichael back shot, and it goes wide from 15 yards out by Lay, nearly scoring back-to-back. It'll stay with Brother Rice. Joe Lee. Hopping on those cleats, Lee turns on the speed. Here he is, and his wild shot missed. Out over the sideline, and it will stay with Brother Rice. Lay knocked down and picked up quickly by Stark. Another great play from Luke Stark. Trying to deflect it ahead to himself, Brady Ross. He runs into a Warrior. Oliver Owen on the spot to pick it up. Owen to Winkle. Winkle thought about trying to thread it through to Portinga, but then thought better of it, and I think that was the right choice, as now he dumps off to Oliver Owen. 7:30 to go in the second quarter. Owen to Winkle. Two hockey teammates play catch, and it's over to Gavin Buck. Stropke closing, and he slings it just wide of the left post, trying to go top left corner. Owen will take the ball and put it back into play. That is Oliver Owen. Stropke's first name is Owen, so I'll try to keep him straight. This is Owen Stropke. Set to attend the University of Mississippi, Ole Miss, like his older brother. Stropke hands off to Gavin Buck. Buck setting up shop. Winkle makes a move toward the front. Buck bounced it across. Owen shooting. Good save, and it hops just wide of the net, and it's scooped up by Fortino. Fortino a lunging save to keep it 4-4, and he sends it well ahead, and the Warriors are back on the attack. Wachter dished after he drove. Got by Sam Zykowski, who's back defending. Will is the defender slash midfielder. Sam Zykowski, the midfielder. Covey rather. Joe Lee exchanges with Lay. Lay, hard pass, good catch by Strickler. And he feeds it off behind to Lee. Polanki trying to run a bit of a pick play, but Polanki gets the ball now. And he shoots it off the outside of the goal. Irwin reaching, and instead Cannon controls for East Grand Rapids. More than halfway through the second quarter. Very similar scheme of this game in terms of game flow, goals put on the board compared to Tuesday night against Country Day. Winkle takes an accurate feed from Cannon. That was a great pass from Cannon, by the way. But it's off a body, off of Gavin Buck, and it caroms out of bounds over to Brother Rice. Nicholas Covey starts the action. Carmichael run into by a couple of Pioneers, including Bernard, and a timeout has been called by Brother Rice. Can't take it with you past halftime, so the Warriors use it right now with 5:17 remaining in the quarter. Just 2 goals so far in this quarter. Not quite as prolific offensively as the opening frame was. Owen scored for East to make it 4-3, and then Brother Rice answered back, essentially an empty net goal by Theo Lay, as Quinn Irwin got caught on an offside violation as he tried to run it all the way over the restraining line on the attacking side of the field. Looking ahead to further action for East Grand Rapids. I mentioned when they come back from spring break, it'll be Forest Hills Northern on the road, Hudsonville at home. Then the next week, Forest Hills Eastern on the road, Forest Hills Central at home, and Heartland on the road. So that one, a non-conference matchup to circle as well. And then Rockford and GRCC, Catholic Central, as we go into the month of May. Okemos and Hazlitt away games, Grand Ledge at home, Byron Center away, Spring Lake at home, and Brighton away to finish. So May is going to be busy for the Pioneers. So they'll have 7 games in 16 days in the final month of the regular season before the playoffs begin. East fell in the semis last year to Country Day in Division II. Brother Rice being in Division I, they would not see the Warriors again this year. Thank you for joining us on the EGR Lax Media live stream. My name is Matt Gajtka, and we are deep into the second quarter in a 4-4 tie. Polanki holding. Cradles, lets it go, and he missed it by a couple of inches just outside the right post. Jaden Fortino takes it right back as we tick under 5 to go before the half. Fortino's feet to the front. Off a stick, but scooped by Bayardi. Bayardi has a goal tonight. Bayardi a little swim move to get some space, but not much. Bernard doing well against him, but he shoots and scores, does Bayardi. Through the legs of Irwin, and it's 5-4. Brother Rice back on top. We go back and forth here in East Grand Rapids. Second of the night for Bayardi, unassisted. 4:40 left before the half. Not a bad traveling contingent of fans for Brother Rice. Not as big as Hamilton Southeastern. That was an impressive group that made the, I would say, roughly 5-hour trip up here to East last Friday. They even brought their own goal horn. Leo Lockwood. The Warriors fans have their cowbells. You might be hearing those right now. Carmichael delaying on the left flank. Ross within about 5 yards of him. That's about it. Giving Carmichael a little bit of space. And Carmichael drives by Ross. Diving shot and a save by Irwin. Made it look routine. Irwin's pass. Look out into traffic. It caroms free. Stark going to have to try to battle to shield off his man. And he did well against Lucas Wells. Incidentally, Luke Stark, the junior, playing like, well, played like a veteran last year as a sophomore. He continues that staunch play to help create an extra possession for East Grand Rapids. Zykowski pulled up over the restraining line, and the Pioneers can settle in. 3.5 minutes remaining. Second quarter action. The Neers trailing for the first time in a while. Zykowski holding Walschlager at arm's length, and he takes the shot that drifted off of his cross and a little too high. Winkle on the restart. Buck. Trying to find some space against Schwartz. Buck stripped by Schwartz, or pardon, that's Michael Murphy, excuse me. 18, not 19. But an infraction called against Brother Rice. That'll give the Pioneers the ball right back. And needless to say, the Warriors' sideline does not agree. Stropke, despite all this, saunters back behind the goal. Grochowski on him. Stropke has 4 Pioneers in the vicinity of the goal, but none of them were open, so he's got to pull it back out high. Owen, under 3 to go in the quarter. And Owen restrained with an arm up around his shoulder. Play allowed to continue, and Brother Rice takes the ball back. Interesting. Walschlager relays. Far side off to Bayardi. Has 2 goals in this game. Far wing, Joe Lee. Lee pulls it back. Hits Salak with a pass. Bayardi's on the right flank. Fortino takes this feed, though. Going up against Stropke. Fortino a shot. Handcuffed Irwin, but he made the stop nonetheless. And Stark is on it for East. Stark pivoting back and looks up. Pass just over the top against the ride of Brother Rice, but it bounces on to Buck. But Buck has it poked away. And Fortino, the keeper for Brother Rice, has possession. So that sequence ends with the Warriors back on it. Under 2 to go in the half. And it's Salak waiting as Walschlager checks out. Bayardi back into the game. 1:30, clock running. Rice, no timeouts left. Coach Chawla is settling his team down. You can see his gestures from up here in the press box. Great location, by the way, to broadcast a game. Bayardi. Lets it rip. Missed the net. Jolie to it. 1:05 left in the half. Lee stumbled going up against Yakiri. 10-foot pass off to Bayardi. Can he come out from behind? He will, but his shot didn't have a chance. And Yakiri hands off to Quinn Irwin with 46 seconds left in the half. Cannon back to Irwin. Irwin faced resistance, so he hit Cannon with it. Cannon gets around the outside. Half a minute left. Bernard holding on to it. Brogan Bernard, the senior midfielder, and timeout East Grand Rapids as suspected. 24 seconds remaining in the quarter. It's 5-4. Brother Rice, just 3 combined goals in this quarter. 2 of them for the Warriors. 2 in a row for the Warriors as they snatch the lead back away from East, who had scored 3 in a row to do the same to Brother Rice. The biggest lead in this game was 3-1 for the Warriors late in the first quarter. Since then, East has outscored their visiting opponents 3-2, but it's just nip and tuck the whole way. Feels like my spring allergies are kicking in just in time. Change in weather. We're going to have a nice warm weekend. A little rainy, a little wet, but we'll take it after this past week. Got that spring tease earlier in March, but then we've been back into the freeze. And this is the last game for East before they take off for spring break next week. Brother Rice, meanwhile, will keep the pedal down. They've got, first off, a matchup tomorrow against Forest Hill Central. Then they'll play on the 1st against Orchard Lake St. Mary's, on the 4th against Lake Forest, and on the 5th against Arlington Heights St. Viator from Illinois. Clock running, 15 seconds. Zykowski. He scored this way against Country Day, but he'll take it behind. Pass out in front. That shot hit the post from Bennett Winkle. Great look, but right off the base of the iron, and it looks like the Warriors are going to be able to run the clock out. Potter, long shot at the buzzer by the long stick of Ben Wichter, but it careens wide off the stick of Quinn Irwin, and that's it for the opening half. Quite the matchup so far. 5-4, Brother Rice leads after 24 minutes. 24, and who knows, maybe more to go from Memorial Field this evening. Stay with us on the EGR Lax Media live stream here on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be back for third quarter action in just about 10 minutes' time.
was first sparked during a late-night campaign speech by then-Senator John F. Kennedy at what Michigan school? Again, the idea of the Peace Corps was first sparked during a late-night campaign speech by then-Senator John F. Kennedy at what Michigan school? A, Western Michigan University, B, University of Michigan, C, Michigan State University, or D, Wayne State University? Again, A, Western Michigan, B, University of Michigan, C, Michigan
Back from the half, East Grand Rapids trailing Brother Rice 5-4. Like I mentioned, 24 minutes in the books, 24 at least to go. And looks like we had a penalty called at the end of the half. 2 penalties maybe. We've got Brogan Bernard and Bennett Winkle both in the box. I just count 7 Pioneers out there. Well, wait, now Oliver Owen comes off as Bernard checks in. No, it's 8 Pioneers. Or pardon, 9, counting the keeper, Quinn Irwin. So it's a man-up situation for Brother Rice. Their first of the evening. That's how they'll start the third quarter with the ball, per rule. Fortino. Back behind the goal, Polanki. He has Lee fighting for space in front. Polanki working against Bennett. Back out to the top. Bayardi, Polanki, back to Bayardi. Solik, Bayardi. Bollock to the corner with it. Gets it back from Fortino. 50 seconds gone in the third quarter. The Warriors trying to add on a man-up spot. Fortino to Bayardi. He gets it back. Fortino, feed to the middle, bouncing drive from Joe Lee. That missed the goal by a couple of feet. And the situation is over. The penalty is concluded, and East Grand Rapids back to full strength. Fine work to not really allow a prime scoring opportunity. Gotta like that if you're Coach Kyle Ozapoff. East Grand Rapids class of 07, low shot from Solik, fended off by Irwin. Bounding toward the far sideline and out to Brother Rice. Theo Lay screened out the Pioneer, Luke Stark, who was trying to get to it. Here's a great move to the inside. Irwin makes a flashing save on Theo Lay, who was right in the middle between the hash marks. You couldn't get more center cut for that shot, but Irwin stood his ground. Remember that save, keeping it 5-4. Walschlager couldn't scoop it up. It will be taken by Bernard of East Grand Rapids. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. Bernard over the restraining line. Chops his feet, makes a move. He's got some space, and he winged that shot wide left. Walschlager got burned on that move from Bernard, but to no avail for East Grand Rapids. Sam Zykowski on the far sideline. Speeds it over to J.C. Portinga, Fifley, Stropke. Fifley has a goal tonight. Stropke has a pair of assists. Stropke continues to carry. Even with the goal, Stropke cutting right to the front, and it's bumped off his stick. Solid defending from Grochowski and company. Wachter eludes a couple of East Grand Rapids sticks. And Wachter fed it to Lee. And the Warriors, well, they'll slow down as they couldn't get it going on the fast break, but Solik with easy control on the perimeter. 9 minutes to go in the quarter. Covey was tied 3-3 after one. Just 3 goals combined in the second quarter. Nothing yet in the third. Goes off the stick of Lay as he tried to run the gauntlet. The Pioneers converged on him, forcing the Warriors to regroup. Polanki taking on his opposite number, Cannon. Good shot, better save by Quinn Irwin. Finesse pass out to Cannon. Cannon connects on to Stropke. Into the attacking end. Owen. Winkle. Thought about giving it over to Buck. Instead, he returns it to Owen. Owen to Sam Zykowski. Leading goal getter on the year for East, but held off the board so far. He has 12 on the season. Fifley Some room opens up. Pfeifley shooting short side, and it's off the outside of the goal frame. And controlled by Fortino, the keeper. Wolschlager, good pass toward the middle. Covey on the run. Covey against Stropke. Covey shoots off the post. Went off Irwin's leg, then the post. Irwin locates it first. He lobs it over to Wiener. He's got a goal this season. Long stick midi. Feeds it over to Winkle. Winkle to Pfeifley as Wiener returns to the near sideline. And the defensive tenor of this game continues. We are goalless in the third quarter, 4.5 minutes into it. More than that, nearly 5. Pfeifley takes it from Zajkowski. Or excuse me, that's Gavin Buck over there, number 2 in white. Owen under some pressure from Wachter. Wachter knocks it off his stick, and he takes the cause turnover and the ground ball. All in one fell swoop. Great catch from Potter on the move. One-handedly, side of the net. Irwin makes the save. On the chance from Theo Lay. The Nears still down just 1. Biggest lead of this game for Rice was 3-1 back in the first quarter. East rallied back to take a 4-3 lead. Rice led at the half. Rice continues to lead, as we're nearly midway through the third with no goals. Not for lack of trying. Lead denied by Irwin, who's made a couple of sparkling saves in this quarter. Also had one go off the post behind him. Zajkowski chokes down the stick. Now he shoots, and he missed the goal. Nearly whacked his teammate, Winkle, in the shin with that, but Winkle will parade back to take it from behind the end line. 6:10 left in the third. Winkle waits for a cutter. That's Pfeifley. Couldn't find a way to get it through to him. Buck off to Zajkowski, and he saw Owen out of the corner of his eye at the last moment, but his pass eluded Oliver Owen, and it's Brother Rice ball. Wachter to his keeper, Fortino. Up into the midfield area. Potter. Salick slows it down to a snail's pace. Now he turns on the Jets against the Pioneers' defense, and Stropke picked up his feet just quickly enough to force him behind the goal. But it's Salick from behind, a low shot, and that bounced off of Irwin's cross. He tried to win the race to the end line, but could not. Polanki had the advantage. He was closest to that ball when it went out. 5:30 left in the third, as we near dusk here in East Grand Rapids. Gorgeous night next to Reed's Lake. Polanki's got a long reach. Tough assignment. His shot goes low off of Irwin. Another save from Irwin. That's at least 3 in this quarter. Polanki lowers the shoulder, but he can't get the ball. Pioneers have it. Will Zajkowski in the open field. Ross. Buck. Stropke's open. Buck gives it to him. Stropke, one more pass. Owen shooting low. Good stop by Fortino. He fought it off with his lower body, and Fortino slaps it out to the near side. Peyton Fortino says, don't forget about me. It's been all about the keepers in this quarter. How about it? Stropke, though, was right there, and he gave it to Winkle. Good idea. The Pioneers just couldn't get the finish. Just barely off the leg of Fortino. Substitution for Brother Rice. Oh, no, wait, there's a penalty as well. Excuse me, penalty called against Rice. Jaden Fortino in the box. Second man-up situation of the night for East Grand Rapids. They're 0 for 1 so far. Again, they had 3 against Country Day on Tuesday. Buck's pass was broken up, and the Warriors have it. This is Michael Murphy, the defender. Hands off, ball on the ground momentarily. Picked up, though, on the move by Theo Lay. Whistle, stoppage in play. And a timeout called by Brother Rice, their first of the half. They have 1 remaining. 4:30 left in the third quarter. No goals in this quarter. Only one man has multiple goals in the game. That's Frank Bayardi of Brother Rice. He scored the first goal, and to this point, he has scored the last goal. I don't think it's going to be the last goal, but the way this third quarter is going, who knows? The most recent goal, we'll call it that, for Bayardi. Other goal scorers for Brother Rice in the game: Brady Solik, Drew Wolschlager, and also Theo Lay. For East Grand Rapids, they've gotten goals from Bennett Winkle, Oliver Owen, Ethan Fifley, a beauty, another over his shoulder goal, behind the back, if you will, whatever you want to call it, and Gavin Buck. He scored the first goal of the game back in the opening minutes of the first quarter. The tension rises. We had state champs Michigan here covering the game on Tuesday against Country Day. That was fun to see those highlights on the state champs' various platforms. I know they cover lacrosse well. Maybe the outlet in the state that covers it the best, in fact. Just checking out MLive today to see if there were any boys lacrosse stories. Nothing since last year's playoffs. So hopefully once we get past spring break, start to see some more content online about this great sport across our great state. Whether you're west or east, you got to love tonight's matchup. Ironically, the team from the west side is East Grand Rapids tonight. Restart, and we're back to action. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Brother Rice maintains its identical lead it had at the half. 5-4. Solik getting chopped at by Wiener. Wiener takes another hack at him, but can't get the ball loose. Solik. Wiener again tries to pry it free. Can't do it. So he hands him off to Bernard, who's covering him here. And Rice, very deliberate, just allowing Brady Solik to hang out by himself. He's 15 yards away from the nearest black shirt. Jaden Fortino out of the box. And that will do it for the man down situation for Brother Rice. They successfully kill the clock. The Pioneers just couldn't get the ball off him. So that's it for that. We're back to full strength for both sides. Polanki. East Grand Rapids 0 for 2 on the man up this evening. Polanki hopping and cocked the stick back. Considered a shot. Thought better of it, as Cannon was right in his way. Jaden Fortino tried to back his way in. Now he leans forward, and he'll give it up. Off to Frank Bayardi. 3 minutes left in the quarter. Bayardi, the feed below the goal. Back out high on the pass from Joe Lee. Falling down was Carmichael. Ball up for grabs. Cannon, can he get there? Made a little fake. Now he nudges it along. Yakiri to Cannon inside the sideline. He's got it back for East. Oh, and a crushing hit on Jack Bennett by Rice's Polanki. Flags come flying in, and that should give the Pioneers another man-up spot as Bennett gets taps and congratulations on the sideline from his teammates, including Brogan Bernard and Brady Ross. Zach Caswell also gives him a tap on the helmet. Well done from Jack Bennett to take the punishment in that spot. It's no easy task with 2:39 remaining in the quarter. The penalized party is Frank Bayardi. Two penalties. Polanki as well called for an infraction. And so, East Grand Rapids, what an opportunity to try to at least tie this game. We're still sorting out everything down by the scorers table, and it appears we're ready to go. Fresh ball in play. Stropke will take. And here he is. Stropke triggers the action. Just 4 defenders plus the keeper for Brother Rice. East around the perimeter with it. Zykowski to Bennett Winkle. Back to Zykowski. Jake Gosens into the game. Mishandles the pass, though. And Stropke couldn't get there in time to rescue it. It's Brother Rice ball. Unforced error for the Nears. And the Warriors have it back. Walschlager dumping it over on the far wing. Theo Lay around the outside, but no. Another timeout taken by Brother Rice. That's it for them for the half and for the rest of this game. Unless we go to OT. Interesting. So the tactical discussions will resume on the sideline. Coach Jay Chawla for Brother Rice. Of course, Kyle Ozipoff in his 4th season for East Grand Rapids. I mentioned he's an 07 grad of EGR. 2:06 to go in the quarter. East Grand Rapids in the white. Brother Rice in the black with the orange, also wearing white helmets. Still a man-up situation for East Grand Rapids, but they have to get the ball back. They are going to have to battle. Brother Rice has possession. They will have possession coming out of the timeout. But Brother Rice cannot take a timeout the rest of the game. Final 2 minutes of this quarter and the entirety of the 4th quarter. Sometimes as a coach you feel like you got to stop the action regardless of how many timeouts you have left. That was the situation here for Brother Rice. So it'll restart with Brady Solak against Will Cannon. Cannon, the senior defender / midfielder for East Grand Rapids. The Rice fans banging on the bleachers, trying to inspire their team. Just have 4 attackers in the play. Solak confronted by a couple of Pioneers, pushed way out near midfield. Solak doubles back toward the sideline. Takes a whack from Cannon. Bernard in close pursuit. 1:36 to go. And the man-up situation is over for East again. And it's just like last time where they had to try to chase the ball and get it loose. They could not do it. So the Warriors kill it off with possession. And they can go back on the attack. Bayardi burrowing his way toward the middle. His feet off to Fortino. Backside. Chance. Shot. Score. Brady Solak breaks the deadlock in this 3rd quarter. The only goal of this quarter with 1:06 left in it. Brady Solak with a rifle shot from the outside. Makes it 6-4 Rice. I was afraid of that. You could sense the momentum changing after Rice got those 2-man down situations killed off, especially the second one. Maybe a bit of an emotional sag from East as well, but hey, still an awesome shot from Solak, his 2nd of the game. And East is down 2 for the 2nd time tonight. Both teams have led in this game. East led by 1, 4-3, early in the 2nd quarter on a goal by Oliver Owen. They have not scored since, so that's actually been close to 2 straight quarters without a goal for East. Bouncing ball toward the sideline, and Wiener dived, but he couldn't save it. Unfortunately for the Pioneers, 48 seconds left. Brother Rice takes over again. Nicholas Covey. Looking, passing. And this is number 30, Ben Wachter, the defender. It took me a while to realize who that was. In fact, he wouldn't turn around and show me his number. It happens sometimes. Covey glances back. Lucas Wells comes off the bench. 20 seconds left. Covey against Ross on the right flank. Wells coming right at Bernard. Now he peels off. Passes to the middle. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Near side shot taken by Fortino. Fended off by Irwin. Another key save. It remains 6-4, 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Restart. Quick pass. Fortino couldn't take it. He was defended by Will Zykowski. The ball loose at midfield. And there's the horn signaling the end of play for the third quarter. Just one goal in the quarter. Brother Rice's Brady Solak, the junior midfielder, scores with 1:06 left in the frame. And so the Warriors take a 2-goal lead into the fourth. Back in a moment on the EGR Lacrosse live stream.
QR code for King of Spring Mega 80s. Please take a look in the stands. There's people with the QR code, or you can go online to the East Grand Rapids LACROSSE website.
Fourth quarter, and it's our first face-off since the first half. No face-offs in the third quarter as Brother Rice started with the advantage manpower-wise, so they got the ball as the penalty was called right at the half. So we see Caden Gosens versus NJ Tuliao again at center circle. Gosens takes it. Big moment for East Grand Rapids. Whacked out of his hands from behind, still free. Gosens belted Wolschlager, and no call there. Brother Rice definitely wanted one. They're not going to get it, but still a loose ball situation. And picked up on the move by Theo Lay of Brother Rice. Joe Lee takes the bouncing pass over the restraining line. 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. Brother Rice looking to improve to 3-0. East Grand Rapids trying to make it 4 wins in 5 games before a spring break. But they're down by a couple to start the final frame. I'm Matt Gajtka. Thank you for joining me. Joining us here at Memorial Field in East Grand Rapids. The second consecutive in-state showdown for East. They edged Detroit Country Day 10-9 on Tuesday. Another close one tonight. Bayardi. 2 goals this evening. Likes to play off his left shoulder. Bayardi taking on Stropke. His shot was redirected. I think it was blocked by Stark, who came over and helped defending. Joe Lee to it. East in search of its first goal since the first half. But first they got to play some defense as Lee on the exchange to Covey. Nicholas Covey peels back. Resets the attack for the Warriors. 27-time state champions here in town tonight. Covey rounds the goal. Cross check, fed it off. Chance from a sharp angle and a score for Theo Lay. 7-4 Brother Rice. The Warriors score on their first possession of the fourth quarter. Lay, his second of the night. And Brother Rice has scored 4 in a row dating back to the first half. 10:19 to go in regulation. So the hill grows taller for East, but still plenty of time left to make something happen. Gosens jousting with a couple of Warriors. Wiener joins the fray, slams it upfield, but it deflected off the leg of a Warrior, and it's out to Brother Rice. Desperation play from Wiener. Knew he had to try to make something happen there. He wasn't going to be able to pick it up and stay in bounds. Solak settles in. Solak's goal late in that third quarter might end up being the moment that Brother Rice looks back on as decisive, but we're not there yet. Hindsight always clear, of course. Bouncing drive by Polanki misses. Joe Lee. As the clock restarts, 9:40 left. Lee from around the goal. Irwin makes the save with a stick. Stays with Brother Rice as it was a clear shot. Hanson Polonki in no rush. Time becoming the enemy of the Pioneers. Especially down 3. Polonki, quick stick in front of the net from Lee, but he missed. Polonki gets it back. Brady Solak. 2 in black and orange. Makes a move against Ross. Tries to go back door. It's loose on the turf. Battle for it there, right atop the crease. Theo Lay couldn't get it. It's pulled away out of the pack by Stark. And here he goes. Luke Stark, the 50-yard sprint. Gets it back in the middle. Stark scores! Took the pass from Sam Zajkowski and buried it. Luke Stark, his second goal of the year. It's not what he's known for. That's not his primary job, but nice when you can chip in from the back end. And Stark deserved it as he had an all-out effort from deep in his own territory. Give and go with Zajkowski. Worked to perfection. 8:43 remaining, and the Nears have life. 7-5. Stark just has a knack for taking the ball away. Cause turnovers, ground balls, he racks them up in bunches. And here's a face-off win from Caden Gosens. He pushes the pace. Gosens with Fortino looking over his shoulder, the Brother Rice keeper. Gosens to the corner. Delivers it to Bennett Winkle. 8:18 to go. The Nears have their first goal since early in the second quarter, breaking that long drought. More than 2 full quarters, in fact. Zajkowski bumped. Fortino corrals it somehow with that big cross at the end of his stick. Fortino playing defense for himself. Doing it all himself. Zajkowski, what happened there? He thought he had nudged the Warrior with the ball out of bounds. That was Wolschlager, and yes, he did, it appears. As the whistle sounds, the ball's turned over. Pioneers have it. Okay, after all that, regardless of how it happened, the problem for Brother Rice is that they did turn it over. Stropke taking it himself all the way down the right sideline. Collides there with Grochowski. Stropke to Zajkowski. Sam Zajkowski, no goals yet tonight. You have to figure he's going to get another chance here before we get to the finish line. J.C. Portinga, soft toss to Stropke. Stropke doesn't have one yet tonight either. He takes a look, gives it to Owen. Bouncing pass. Winkle finds a way to corral it, but then he's smashed into. Ball loose. Brother Rice has possession. Running straight up the field, right in for a chance, and it goes wide by a couple of inches on the opportunity for Brooks Rafferty. His first shot of the evening, first offensive chance of the evening. He was trying to match what Luke Stark did just moments ago. Couldn't pull it off, but Brother Rice keeps the ball after the missed shot. 6:42 remaining. The clock is moving at Memorial Field. Fortino points to the clock as his teammate Covey has control. Lucas Wells. Wells against Bernard. He's in against Irwin. Irwin makes the stop, and that hurt him. That caught him right off the right hand, perhaps one of the fingers. He's wincing in pain noticeably. He stays in there. He's got to. His Brother Rice maintains possession. Lee with half the quarter gone. Joe Lee had Lay back post, but Lee elects to keep. Lee winding it up. Bernard again defending against him. Covey, big shot, and he missed. all the way out over the end line. Theo Lay. 5:45 left. The Nears need some stops, obviously. Lee's pass. Covey mishandled it. Opportunity to get it back. Bennett. Can he pry it loose? Stark will finally take it. No, he won't. It's pulled away. Lee, backside pass. Oh, my, Brother Rice scores. Joe Lee. No. No goal. He was in the crease. Wipe it out. Big moment. That play could have gone a couple of different ways. I thought that Stark had it. And here's Irwin rushing right up the middle. Irwin faked the shot. Shooting high and a save by Fortino. Keeper on keeper. Now Irwin's got to get back. No, he doesn't. As Yakiri picks off the desperate long pass from Brother Rice. Frantic action. 5:06 left. Still 7-5. Warriors ahead. Zykowski. And the Pioneers work it around the outside. Owen makes a move. Slides it off Zykowski behind. A flag is down. Zykowski shooting high. Stop made by Fortino. Still loose. Zykowski stumbles down to the ground, but he gets right back up. Fortino picks it up, and now we get the whistle for the flag. It appears there will be a penalty against Brother Rice. 4:37 left. Quinn Irwin has come to the sideline. He needs to get some repairs on his helmet, or at least to get the strap put back on by one of the assistant coaches. Irwin's going to get it worked out. But the takeaway is, with Joe Lee in the box, no, not Joe Lee, pardon me. He faked me out. Lucas Wells penalized. And so, man up for East. Working 6-on-5 in the attack zone, not counting the keeper, of course. Stropke, Zykowski, quick play over to Buck. Couldn't handle it. Free on the ground, and the pass back. Oh, mishandled by Brother Rice. That'll keep it with East Grand Rapids. There's a break for the Pioneers. Can they take advantage? Winkle drifted it behind. Owen to Stropke. Shot it. That might have hit the post, and it hopped well out of bounds on the near side, maybe off the stick. Now Fortino saying it was off his hand. That was a hot shot from Stropke, trying to get his first of the night and pull the Pioneers back within one. Not to be, at least not yet. 4:10 remaining. Buck, Zykowski, or pardon me, that's Winkle, back to Buck. Again, little miscommunication. Timing a little bit off for the Pioneers, but fortunately Zykowski finds a way to retrieve it. Back in possession of the Pioneers. Buck, he scored back in the first quarter. Great move to the inside, shoots low, and Fortino fought it off. Goodness, it stays out. Fortino pumps his fist. 3:45 remaining, clock continuing to move. Man-up situation is over for East Grand Rapids. Winkle, pass inside, couldn't connect with Fifely, and taken away by the Warriors. Defensive stand for Brother Rice. Wells passed it off, bouncing shot into the goal from Wyatt Potter. 8-5, 3:26 remaining. Potter with a bit of a change-up, but it works anyway. And Brother Rice has its second goal of the quarter. And East is back behind by 3. Eight to 5. Potter, the senior, strikes at an opportune time. But the face-off controlled by the Pioneers after a scramble. Wiener, pass to an open wing, far side, no one home. Oliver Owen couldn't get over there. He was the closest man to it in a white jersey. 3:13 left, and Rice has it again. Palanki to Jaden Fortino. 3 minutes exactly to go. We are live from Memorial Field in East Grand Rapids. Pioneers at 4-1 out of Division II. The Warriors at 2-0 out of Division I. Physical work from Fortino against Ross. Ross is all over him. He's got to be aggressive, but Fortino beats him to the goal, and he scores. Jaden Fortino, 9-5, Brother Rice. 2:38 left. Fortino's first of the evening. As Rice is on the verge of coming out of here with a victory and moving on to Forest Hill Central tomorrow. The Pioneers still have 2 timeouts left, none left for Brother Rice. Tuliao has the face-off win for the Warriors. His first clean one in a while. Dumped it back, and he heads off. Face off, get off. Lockwood. 8 in black, and the coach, Ajay Chawla, for Brother Rice, was way out on the field, pointing at something. I think the clock didn't start. Yeah, that's what it was. 2:33 left. 2:32, excuse me. They might have to run some clock off. Should be 20, 2:20 is what they're saying. Yep. So the referee got it figured out. We've got it corrected up here. And Brother Rice tries to salt this one away. Covey doubling back. Runs it toward goal. Doesn't have to be that aggressive. The Pioneers do. Bennett in pursuit. 2 minutes to go. Fortino, who just scored. Jaden Fortino harassed by Will Zykowski. He takes a bump from the stick of Will Cannon, but keeps the ball, moves it along to Covey. 1:45 remaining. And the Warriors wouldn't mind just hanging on to it. Bennett again, one-on-one against Covey. Bennett gives him a nice shove. Covey keeps. And the pass is on to Salek behind the goal, with Bernard on him. Within a couple of feet of him, in fact. Salek shakes him. Here's Quinn Irwin getting into the attack, trying to get this ball back. Irwin pursuing, pushing. Salek stays in bounds, and he hurt himself, I think. He's down, writhing in pain. He makes the pass, and it's intercepted by Bennett. The play goes the other way. 1:04 to go, and whistle and a stoppage. And you hate to see it. Brady Salek is back on his feet. I'm not sure he should do that quite yet. Maybe a cramp, I don't know, because Coach Chawla is stretching him out. You hope it's just a cramp for his sake. He's been battling all night, has Brady Salek, and I feared the worst for a moment just because he was planting that foot, cutting hard. You worry about knees and ankles in that situation. With 1:04 left, the clock is stopped. Recapping the scoring in the fourth quarter, Brother Rice added on early in the quarter. Theo Lay, a couple of minutes in, to put them up by 3, 7-4. But then East Grand Rapids scoring a terrific counterattack goal. Luke Stark finishing off a give and go that he started with Sam Zykowski. With 8:43 left, it was 7-5. But Brother Rice has knocked in a couple more in the last 2 minutes or so. Wyatt Potter, his first of the night. Jaden Fortino, his first of the night. Roughly a minute apart. And now we're down to 1:04 left and an injury on the field. Brady Salek down to our right on the end line, being attended to by several personnel from Brother Rice, including the athletic trainer. East in desperation time, obviously. They'll have the ball on the restart. Well, the athletic trainer, he is not listed on the sheet I have from Brother Rice. But Brady Solak is up on his feet, and he's hopping on that left leg. The right leg not putting any pressure on it. Just looks painful to watch him. Like I said, he is in some serious discomfort, just trying to get off the field, basically, and get out of harm's way. Not that they're going to play around him, but you know what I mean. Get to the sideline so he can get some work done for real. Looks like that's the East athletic trainer, actually. Don't have her name with me as well, so I'll have to correct that. Love to give the ATs some appreciation whenever we can. Can't play without him. Restart, 1 minute to go. Stropke in traffic, spin move, good pass. Zykowski. He takes it right to the side and around the back of the crease. Bennett trying to get free in front. Bennett Winkle, trying to get free. Instead, the pass is off to Jake Gosens. Gosens to the middle, slid it through, right by Winkle. Zykowski, Owen in front, Karam's right to the keeper, Fortino. Peyton Fortino trying to put the finishing touches on a victory for Brother Rice, but his pass is errant to the left sideline. East gets one more possession, perhaps with 30 seconds remaining. Referee lobs it into the cross of Oliver Owen. Owen 35 yards from goal to Stropke. The Brother Rice fans starting to clap rhythmically in anticipation of a win, but Stropke scores from the right side. Odd angle shot, but he beat Fortino cleanly into the top corner to make it 9-6 with 17 seconds remaining. Pyrrhic victory for the Pioneers and Stropke. He was trying to tally one earlier in this quarter to make it really interesting late, but he was denied by Fortino on a dazzling save. That was a hot shot from Stropke a couple of minutes ago. Would have made it 7-6. Instead, the stop was made. Brother Rice added two more. Stropke scores here, but with 17 seconds left, it's not going to do much except change the final score. Will not change the result. Violation called against Caden Gosens, and we're down to the final 10 seconds. Lockwood to Jaden Fortino. 5 seconds to go, and Brother Rice, the Warriors, improve to 3-0. Wild shot at the buzzer. Flag comes in for unsportsmanlike conduct, and time runs out. Brogan Bernard has a problem with Jaden Fortino doing that right in his face. Understandably so, but the Warriors celebrate. They win it 9-6 as East Grand Rapids finishes its pre-spring break portion of the schedule at 3-2. No shame in what they put out there so far. They took wins against Carmel of Indiana last Saturday and this past Tuesday against Country Day. They fall to Hamilton Southeastern here last Friday, another team from the Hoosier State. And tonight they lose 9-6. Highly contested and very competitive matchup against Brother Rice, but the Warriors take it, and East Grand Rapids will regroup and come back after spring break with a heavy schedule in late April and early May as they'll get into conference play in earnest. But so far, got to like what you see in a large degree from the Pioneers, even though they suffered a couple of defeats. But the point of this part of the season is to go up against extremely strong competition and see how you stand. And the Pioneers split the 4 games against likely state championship contenders from a couple of different states. Looks like multiple goals, well, no multiple goals for anybody for East Grand Rapids tonight, but the goal scorers were as follows: Luke Stark, Owen Stropke, Oliver Owen, Bennett Winkle, Ethan Fifley, and way back in the first quarter, Gavin Buck. Couple of goals apiece for Brother Rice's Frank Bayardi, Brady Solak. We hope he's doing better as he was escorted off the field due to injury late, and Theo Lay. That Brady Solak goal late in the third quarter gave Brother Rice a 2-goal lead going into the fourth, and Rice added on 3 more in the fourth quarter to take it. Thank you so much for watching, whether you were cheering for the visitors or the home team tonight. My name is Matt Gajtka. We'll be back with you in 3 weeks' time as East Grand Rapids takes it to the road to face Forest Hills Northern. We're planning to bring that broadcast to you on that Friday night. But until then, enjoy your spring break, and we'll talk to you next time with more